We got a new car a week ago and the dealership called us that they want the car back. I'm currently sitting in my new car. My husband gets a call last night that the lady who previously owned this car wants the car back. I'm sorry, but I've never heard of that before. I've never heard of a dealership calling the new owner of a car and saying the previous owner wants her car back. So my husband says, and what would you like me to do about that? Like, that's not my problem. We own the car now. And the salesman who helped us continues to say, well, we have a brand new same car in black with like different interior, everything. Like, our interior is this and it's beautiful. My husband said, absolutely not. If we bring this car back, you're gonna give me the same exact car, 2024, same price. And he proceeded to tell my husband, okay, I'll look into it. I literally thought we were on Impractical Jokers. Like, this has to be a prank, right? I called my dad. I called my uncle who has his own dealer. No one's heard of this. No one has heard of this before that I've asked so far. And we seem to think that maybe they gave us too good of a deal on this car and they're looking at like their end of the month whatever at the dealership and somebody's getting in trouble because they sold this car for less than what they were supposed to. That's the only thing I can think of. Because, please, you're telling me the lady came back to the dealer and said, I want my car back after she already sold it to them? That's just weird. And if that was true, wouldn't the dealership be like, sorry, ma'am, we sold your car, there's nothing we can do. Bye, hang up. So the sales guy that we've been working with called us today, a couple hours ago, and said that he ordered a brand new car, same exact one that we have now, same color, same interior, same everything. And he's gonna give it to us for the same price. And he wants us to come tomorrow to look at everything and make sure everything is correct, make sure everything is the same. And then he wants to give us a loaner car and take our car. So he claims that this older woman bought a car at the dealership to trade in for the car that we have. So she got this like electric, newer, super technologically advanced car, and she doesn't like it and doesn't know how to use it and is having issues with it, whatever, and wants her old car back. Now I'm over here like, that's weird. If she wanted her old car back, you would just say, we already sold it. Here, you can buy a new car and trade your one you have now that you don't like and get a new one, right? Like, that just makes sense. Now, what I'm thinking, what happened is that they sold this car prematurely. They weren't supposed to. And this woman is threatening to sue them. And instead of hiring a lawyer, they'd rather just get in contact with us. I sent an email to the sales guy with like a bunch of questions and stuff that I want answered before we even go in tomorrow, because I don't want to be sitting there and wasting time if something is not going to go through. But I also want to make sure, I want to see the sticker for our car that we have now and the sticker for the new car, because I want to make sure every single thing is the same. We get home from dinner, we're sitting in the driveway talking to Justin's mom on the phone in the car, and then I see a car pull up behind us, like right behind our car, like at the end of our driveway. And I'm like, oh my God, Justin, who is that? And the lady got out of the car, and as soon as she got out, I said in my head, this is her. She found us. She literally found us. The previous owner of our vehicle found us at our house. So she starts knocking on the door, and she immediately goes, this is my car. The dealership has committed fraud, and I don't want you to get stuck in this, and blah, 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 blah. And I have an attorney. I'm going to file a lawsuit against them. And I literally said, hold on. We need to get out of the car. This is wild. She lives right across the street, in the neighborhood across the street from us, and her son like has friends in our neighborhood. So she knew by looking at the surrounding area from my video of like the car tour that we live in this neighborhood. And she drove around with her husband trying to find us while we were at dinner and couldn't find us. And she came back and she found us because she saw our driveway in the car right when we pulled home from dinner. So anyway, we started talking about all this stuff and how she is technically still paying for this car because the car dealership never paid off her car. She kind of still owns the car while we still own the car, which I can't understand. I don't get it. So she made a payment on Wednesday on this car this week when we bought the car last Friday. She proceeds to say how she hired an attorney and it's like this huge mess, right? And she came to find us because she didn't want us to get sucked into the same mess that she's in and have us also get screwed over by this dealership. I just can't believe it. Like, so she bought this brand new car, electric car, traded in her car, which is what we have right now, And then they never paid off her car within whatever amount of time. And then they also sold the car. And I think where we come into play with all of this is that the dealership thinks that if we give our car back, they can then give it to her, and then they think that the lawsuit will just go away, and they'll give us a new car, give her the old car back that she's technically still making payments on / kind of owns. I don't really understand. And then everything will be fine. But she said that we have to do what's best for us. So whether we want to keep this car or get the new car. And if we get the new car and she has to take the new car back, or take the old car back, then she's still going to file a lawsuit. Like, it's not going to change. And I think that in the dealership's mind, that they think that by her getting this car back, it's just gonna fix everything. And it's not. We just got back from the car dealership and we no longer have our car. We decided that we ultimately did not want to be associated with that dealership anymore, just because of all of the crazy stuff that happened. We didn't want to have any future problems or anything like that. We just brought the car back. We gave the keys, both of the keys, emptied everything out of our car. We got our deposit back, our down payment, whatever you want to call it. And now they just have to settle everything with the bank to make sure that the loan is canceled, and we should be good to go. So we got a new car. City Key Orlando was willing to match the same deal as the other dealership and give me a brand new 2024 Telluride for the same price that we paid for the used car. This is our new car. I cannot believe it. I literally can't believe it. It feels like a dream. This whole situation has felt like a complete dream. And I can't thank this dealership enough for what they have done and helped me. And I can't believe this is real life. I'll give you a quick little sneak peek. It's literally the same car, just 2024. The only difference is this black trim around the grille, but everything else is literally the same. Even the interior, literally same seats. All the technology, everything is exactly the same. And I just can't believe. I can't believe.
I'm just really confused. I think I believe her when she said that this woman's probably going to sue them. Or, you know, maybe when you hand a car in, you have to wait like a certain amount of days. And then maybe sold on the same day or something to this woman. But that's just, I'm just sat here really confused because I've never heard of that before. So it's a really nice looking car. Like, I like the interior. And you can tell, like, at the end of the day, like, they've paid for this car. They haven't traded anything in by the sounds of it. So it's not really their problem. They want this specific car. This might be their dream car, for example. They're not going to want to change the interior. They're not going to want to change anything. They've paid for this car. That's just really bizarre. That makes sense. I suppose if the car breaks or something, they're going to take it to a garage, and the garage can be like, take it back to dealership, make sure they ordered this and this and this. And if they've already had this faff, I don't think I'd want to be associated with this car dealership either. I think it would just stress me out. Okay, so they've got a new car. I don't know if it's with the same company, because that was an 8-minute long video. But I think at the end of the day, you know, when it comes to customers, you need to make sure you are following the guidelines of, like, you know, if a woman trades in her car. I've never bought my car from a dealership, so I don't actually know how it works, but I'm pretty sure that isn't legal or right. And just bizarre. It's really bizarre.